As Brunetti walked to the Questura, he gave no thought to last night's language game and remained impervious to the crisp autumn day. His mind was taken up with less diverting matters. An email had reached him just as he was leaving his office the previous evening, telling him that his immediate superior, Vice Questore Giuseppe Pata, wanted to speak to him the following morning. In typical fashion, Pata had given no information about the topic of their meeting. Pata always liked to have the advantage of surprise, and he believed that not to reveal what he wanted to discuss would assure that. In this, he failed to take into account the sense of fair play that lay deep in the heart of his secretary, Signorina Elettra Zorzi, who invariably gave a few minutes' warning to the person she conducted to her superior's office. Brunetti had once commented on this to her, and she had replied that it was no more than telling the Christians in the Colosseo which door the lions were hiding behind. This morning, it seemed, they were hiding behind the door to the offices of the Vigili Urbani, those unarmed officers whose job it was to see that city ordinances were obeyed. "It's about the pavement in front of that mask shop in Campo San Barnaba," she said after she and Brunetti had exchanged polite greetings. "There's been a complaint from one of the other shopkeepers in the Campo. They're paying taxes to put their tables outside and use the space as un platiatico, but the people in the mask shop aren't, and they insist that there's only one way that could happen." Brunetti often walked through the Campo and knew the shop, and as he cast his memory back over the years, he realized that, yes, the pavement in front had, as time passed, been increasingly covered by the amoeba-like extension of the tables on which the made-in-China masks were displayed. Because this was a matter that did not concern the police, but only the Vigili, Brunetti had ignored it. If paying for the Vigili's blindness was cheaper than paying the tax, what merchant would not opt for it? "But why is he concerned about something like that?" Brunetti asked, indicating Pata's door with a quick turn of his head. "He had a phone call late yesterday afternoon. A few minutes after, he came out and asked me to send you an email." "Who called?" "The mayor." "Aha," Brunetti said softly. "Aha, indeed," she echoed. "About the shop?" he asked. "I'm working on—" she began, and then effortlessly transferred to a much cooler voice to finish the sentence. "In his office, and waiting for you, Commissario." With Pata, Brunetti knew, there existed no lily that was not in need of gilding, and so he said, voice rich with passionate, however false, intensity, "I saw his mail a moment ago, so I came down immediately." Whereupon the door to Pata's office was pushed fully open from the inside, and the Vice Questore appeared. Brunetti often reflected that in an opera some sort of trumpet voluntary would sound at the appearance of this man. So handsome, so noble of bearing, so impeccably well dressed, one had no choice but to admire him, much as one would admire a well-wrought urn.